The soil was cracked. One by one, the corn stalks toppled over. The roots of the tomato seedlings lifted into the air. On the morning of an overnight invasion, the field was now a battlefield. Footprints mingled in the mud. Such widespread destruction could have been caused by a planned attack, not just an act of nature. In the darkness of the night, the landscape bore the marks of a ravenous, savage force moving silently. The wild boars had returned. This attack was the biggest threat we had faced in recent days. In just one night, tens of kilos of crops were wiped out, fences destroyed, irrigation hoses ripped to shreds. At dawn, the perimeter of our farm was once again on high alert. It was a sign of a silent war, and we did not intend to leave this battle unfinished. If you love living in nature and don't mind getting involved in such battles, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is not only a story of hunting, but also a story of conflict with nature, balance, and fighting spirit. It was only 5:40 in the morning. The sky was starting to turn light gray, and the birds were greeting the new day with their timid calls. We had already completed our preparations. Thermal scopes, rifles with silencers, ATVs, GPS trackers, and of course, our loyal dogs. Everything was in place. We were determined to track wild boars today. We set off in silence. As we drove into the forest, pine branches hit our faces and tires left tracks in the wet soil. The only sound, apart from a faint sizzle from the radio, was the rhythm of our hearts. This was not a matter of reflex. Every step, every breath, every aim required attention. This hunt was not an ordinary task, but a challenge. We found the first tracks after about an hour of walking. Broken branches, fresh feces, excavated soil. It had all just happened. The dogs were immediately on the move, ears erect, noses close to the ground. They knew the prey was close at hand. We were attentive. Everything was silent. Even the forest seemed to hold its breath. Then there was a crunch, then a rustle, then a hum, and suddenly, movement. A wild boar, almost the size of a tractor. We locked eyes, and time seemed to stop. I raised my rifle. The target was right in the center. I held my breath and pulled the trigger. It fell to the ground, its feathers flying. He tried to run, but he could only go a few meters. Then he fell down. The dogs jumped on him, but we stopped them. It was the first encounter. There would be more to come. Deep in the forest, there were dozens, maybe hundreds more pigs. The excitement was at its peak. Adrenaline coursed through our bodies. Our hands trembled slightly. This was not just a hunt. This was a struggle to protect our land, our labor, our lives. And we were not alone in this struggle. If you want to experience this excitement with us, subscribe now. Every hunt, every moment has a story. And we write these stories together. Later in the day, as we looked down from a hill, we noticed dark shadows moving across an open field. 2 large boars with 6 cubs were foraging for food. The opportunity was too good to miss. The team immediately got into position. I approached from the right, while the other 2 hunters went around the perimeter. The wind was in our favor. We moved in silence. I reloaded my rifle, stabilized my breathing. It was time to wait. Minutes passed like hours. Finally, the target was in the open. 1, 2, 3 shots. One of the pigs went down. The other tried to escape, but the circle had narrowed. One of the dogs chased after it, moving fast. So we immediately changed direction. After a short chase, the other target was neutralized. The sun was slowly rising overhead. The smell of the forest intensified. The humidity and sweat clung to our bodies. But there was satisfaction on the faces. We had accomplished our mission for the day, but this was not the end of it. The forest had become heavy. The sun was having a hard time passing through the branches, and the shadows were blending together. With each fall of a wild boar, the forest became a little quieter, but at the same time, the tension increased. Because we knew that if there was silence in the forest, the next danger was imminent. Our dogs tensed once more. Their ears tilted back, and their teeth were visible. When we see them like this, we now instinctively know danger is near. Quietly, we reposition ourselves. We cower in the grass, our hands on our weapons. It's as if our heart is beating outside, not inside our chest. Just then, a growl is heard from the heath about 20 meters ahead of us. Then a rustle of leaves. The guns are immediately pointed. We almost can't breathe. And then, a gigantic pig appears. A creature that looks as if it has won every battle for survival over the years. Its eyes are bloodshot. Its mud-covered hide glistens in the sunlight. It makes eye contact with us. A few seconds of silence, and then the attack. He starts running. His target is unclear, but he's heading in our direction. I raise my gun and aim. I touch the trigger. The first bullet hits his torso but doesn't stop him. The second shot is more precise. This time he starts to stagger. A third, and the giant falls. The earth shakes. The dogs start barking like crazy. Joy, fear, relief. Everything is mixed together. One of our team sits on the ground and takes a deep breath. Because this encounter was not just a hunt, it was a fight to the death. If you don't want to miss these moments, we'd love to have you. This channel is more than just hunting videos. It is the story of our real struggle with nature. Subscribe and be a part of this battle. Later in the day, the heat sets in, but we don't stop. Because no matter the color of the sky, the pigs don't stop either. We move towards the back slope of the mountain. It's steeper, more rocky. ATVs cannot go up here. Now we have to walk or even crawl. Our GPS devices signal activity in one area. When we look with the thermal camera, the image of a herd of 5 or 6 pigs becomes clear. They're all close together, feeding in the same area. The wind direction is in our favor. This is a big advantage. The team quickly splits up. Me and a friend will approach from the direct front. The other 2 will flank from the flank. Synchronization is very important in these situations, because when the pigs panic, their escape route can change. As soon as you miss them, they scatter, and it could be days before they're caught again. We're getting into position. Silence is absolute. Our steps are numbered. It's as if our hearts are beating in our ears. Just as we take aim, a pebble slips under my foot. A tiny sound, but the forest echoes it like a scream. The herd suddenly startles and moves. Now it begins. I fire at my first target. The bullet hits, one falls. The others run in different directions. My friends fire simultaneously. The second pig stumbles and rolls down the slope. The third one dives into the bushes to hide, but our dogs are after it. We run. Our breath is short, our knees are shaking, but we don't give up the chase. Because sweat, blood, and patience are mixed together in this struggle. Deep in the forest, the barking of the dogs echoes. A moment of silence. Then gunfire. We realize that the third target has been neutralized. We approach the animals lying on the ground. They are wild, strong, intelligent creatures. We respect them, because this hunt is not only a victory, but also a struggle in accordance with the laws of nature. Every win is earned with sweat, courage, and caution. That's why, if you want to be a witness to these moments, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Every video is a story, every bullet a decision, and every step is a harbinger of the next battle. The sky is slowly turning orange. The sun is about to set. But for us, the day is still not over. The team regroups. There's news on the radio. Another team has found a large pig track down the valley. We may be tired, but we don't plan to quit. Because success in this business belongs to those who dare to take one more step. Down the valley we go. This part is quieter. The trees are denser, We are alert. From time to time, we stop and listen. Then suddenly a movement. Leaves rustle. One of our dogs makes a sound like it's gasping for breath. And there it is. Another enormous pig. This one's wounded, probably escaped from somewhere else and found refuge here. But a cornered boar is the most dangerous. The boar in front of us is tired, but undaunted. His breath is ragged, his eyes still menacing. Traces of blood run down its body, but it's still standing. He doesn't back down. Just like us. He doesn't retreat, and neither do we. There's no turning back in this jungle until one side emerges victorious. We're on a slight slope. This could be an advantage or a disaster. One false step, and we'll slip or lose control. The radio calls for silence. We only communicate by signals. Weapons are ready. Our dogs are called back, because at this close range, it will be difficult to hit the target, and we don't want to risk them. Just as we're about to take aim, the pig makes a move, so fast that it disappears from our sight for a few seconds. Our heart beats in a single rhythm. Everyone is waiting with bated breath. In moments like these, time stops. Sounds cease. Only instinct takes over. And bang! A leaf crunches to my left. The pig comes out of another bush, this time much closer. I reflexively point my gun, but I can't see it clearly because of the narrow angle. Just then, from the right diagonal, my friend Yusuf takes up position. "Stop!" he whispers. A deep breath, then a single shot. Silence. When the weight of the fallen body shakes the earth, we all exhale deeply. This is no easy victory. It was the result of days of pursuit, sleepless vigils, patient ambushes. Our team leader approaches the pig. Its eyes are still open. This animal is a living example of the harshness of nature. We look at its body. It has old scars on it. So this creature has survived before. It has survived many attacks. But this time, it couldn't escape. It was an unchanging law of nature. One of our dogs is whimpering in the back. He is slightly injured. We intervene immediately. They are not only our helpers, they are like a part of our family. They fearlessly take every step into this difficult terrain, this wild nature. Their courage is our confidence. As we leave the forest, it is already dark. Stars begin to shine in the sky. When we look back, the darkness of the trees seems to carry echoes of the moments we have lived. Each conflict leaves a trace in our minds. Each bullet writes a story. But before we return home, a new announcement comes over the radio. Another herd of pigs has moved close to the valley. Even though we are tired, this is not the end. Because we set out on this journey not only to hunt, but also to face nature. We take a short break. Energy bars from backpacks, a few sips of water. Then we set off again, this time towards the north of the forest. Our steps are heavier, but our determination is unchanged. Moving in silence, we reach an open area in front of us. The thermal camera turns on. Yes, at least 5 different temperature points. The herd is here. This time our strategy is different. We use the natural terrain to take cover. Everyone will have a target. One shot, fast and efficient. We wait. Minutes pass. We are dazzled, but we continue patiently. Then the movement begins. The first pig advances cautiously, as if he senses something is wrong. Then the second, the third. A brief signaling. The guns go off at the same time. 3 targets are knocked down. The other 2 panic and run away, but our dogs quickly pick up their trail. A chase begins deeper into the forest. This is the most dangerous hunt in the dark of night, because visibility is limited and the trees are dense. But our team is used to it. Everyone moves on their own route. I head north. Yusuf and Mert take the southern route. Suddenly, a growl from my right diagonal. A pig is back. Suddenly, he's in front of me. Before I even have time to breathe, I raise my gun, aim, and fire. The bullet hits the carcass, but the pig is still running. Another shot. The second bullet hits the target. This time it falls over. I hear the radio. Cleared, which means the other pigs have been neutralized. This difficult hunt that lasted all night is now complete. We're tired but proud. This is not just an achievement. It is also a victory in nature, respecting its rules. This is the essence of hunting. Not just shooting, but understanding, watching, patience. If you want to join us on this exciting journey,